Testing, testing. 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, guys and girls, welcome back. Let me just quick get a drink before we do this and get into this. Anyway, hope you guys and girls are having a good day and stuff. We're gonna get into something serious today, topic wise. So I'm just gonna sort of like see if I can just stay on my sort of story of things. But okay, so why have I got heart trouble? Okay, so Derek Watson, and I'll have a reply because he keeps sending me messages, and I'm just gonna just tell you my story with everything on there from my life and stuff. So I just need to see what he's replied to because he's put a new reply. And the thing is, Derek Watson does not know anything that goes on, anything with my heart problems. You can't see my heart problems because my heart problems are like basically invisible to the naked eye, unless you are actually a surgeon or a doctor or someone who can actually use a stethoscope or whatever they call them. I don't know how you pronounce it, but that's part of my dyslexia. They're one of those little like sound recorders or whatever you can hear the heartbeats. Then I don't know, but so he goes, "Oh, so how do your heart problems stop you from working?" Well, in many different ways. Right. So when I'm walking about and stuff, I get tired out a lot, right? So I get tired out a lot. So I got my little like this. If I'm closing my eyes because it's quite bright. So my heart problems, right, can affect me in different ways. Can tire me out. Now, like, say if I'm out and about or something, I'm just doing a little bit of walk. I can walk from this place just down the street and just get tired out that and just like sort of slowly just trying to take my time as well. And that's why sometimes I have to stop multiple times. I could probably get from here to Greg's or wherever and stuff, but I have to take my time. And that can actually affect my heart as well. And that tires me out and stuff. I get tired out a lot. Now, do you think, right, me being in work, the like employee is or the one who's employing people to work, do you think they're going to basically employ someone who's sleeping pretty much a lot of the time, on and off? Now I can, yeah, I've done like live streams where I'm doing live streams for 5, 6 hours, and then suddenly 2 days, 3 days later, you won't see me for 2 or 3 days because I burned out and stuff too much because my heart problems kick in. Now, this can affect different people. It affects me in that kind of way because of my heart problems. And like me, I mean, even like if you ask Katie, right, she wouldn't know as well. When I'm in the party, some days I don't even hardly talk in the party because like I just can't be bothered to talk because of my heart and because I'm too damn tired and stuff. And there's other days where I'm just in the party and just want to chill out and just relax and stuff. And that. Now, it all can be many different things, my heart problems, but I have what you call a heart condition. And the heart condition is itself is the congenital heart disease, which I've had since I was 3 weeks old. Now, I want to get into this because then is you don't know how hard it's been through from when I was born to when I had the surgery, who did the surgery, and why they're struck off the list now and stuff. But I just want to sort of like tell you basically because my mum at the time she wanted me and her to do like to write a book about it, the entire sort of life story of it. But because my mum passed away too early, she wasn't able to get the story out there and stuff and talk about it. And then there's this other woman who popped up in the papers saying she was the first one to have the surgery and stuff. Now, I'm hoping this video don't get taken down. If it does, I'll put it over on my Rumble and stuff. So that way we've got free speech over there on Rumble. Now, I'm only doing talks on what I know. So I don't want to sort of take up too much time in the videos, but I want to sort of try and give you as much information as I can. Now, I was born in Cheltenham at a very, very, very early age of 3 weeks old. I had to basically have surgery done, life saving surgery. Too much gas. Now, this life saving surgery depended on whether I would survive it or not, or whether I had a small chance of surviving, which I actually, they said it was very slim, that I would actually survive. And if I did, I wouldn't be as tall as I am now and stuff, because I'm around about 5'11". They said I would have been very, very short and stuff, or very short, because of my heart condition or something. I don't know how it's all worked out, but I don't know how that benefits in the size and height and stuff. And they said if I did make it through the surgery, I wouldn't be tall and stuff, or same size as my mum and stuff, like tallness sort of thing. My mum was like 5 foot 5, 5'4", I think 5'4", 5'5". She very she wasn't tall, but because I was taller than her and stuff. But at the right, so basically, those 3 weeks leading up to the surgery, um, they didn't know what was going on at all. No one was, no one knew what was going on. I was like basically like my temperature was dropping a lot. They couldn't sort of know what was going on. When they first took me out of the hospital, when I was my mum gave birth to me, they said, "Oh yeah, it was healthy and stuff, nothing wrong with me." And they said to take your son home and stuff. And then at that point, they said basically, "Oh, he's healthy, and all that, and he's not got any problems." And then till about 2, 3 weeks later, well, actually, it was way, way before that, 2 or 3 weeks later. But um, they said to my mum, "Oh, can you bring your son and stuff so we can sort of have a look, see if he's all right and stuff." They sort of keep an eye on me and stuff, making sure I was okay and stuff. Then they said, "Oh, your son's not like doing too good. Like his heart rate's slowing down. His body temperature's a little bit low and stuff." And then so they said they would keep eye of me basically for the next like 48 hours or something. So they said to take me home for the next couple of days, see how I do at home and stuff. They tried to sort of blame my mum and dad actually for like a cold room, but my mum put the radiators on. She kept the rooms nice and warm, so I wasn't, and it was like above room temperature, so it was very, very warm in there. And then like they tried to say, oh, that my mum left me in a freezing cold room, and then they try to get social services involved and stuff at this point to try and say stuff like that and to try and get her basically or me away from my mum and stuff until the what's it called the lady that comes round, what they call the midwife, said, well, if you're gonna like basically take him into care or something, then basically you're going to have to take me in as well, because she said we've checked the whole room, it's nice and warm, the temperature's right and stuff. So she basically backed up everything that was going on, and they tried to blame my mum for the heart problems and stuff. Anyway, this day before I went into the hospital, I started turning blue in the bath and stuff. And my mum was like, "Oh my god, like yeah, he's turning blue or something. That must be something wrong." So they quickly phoned up the ambulance. They got me rushed to the hospital, and they said, "Oh, your son's temperature's dropped really low. So, and we need to take him into surgery quickly and stuff, like to surgeons and stuff, to have the operation." And they were trying to find out what was wrong, and they said I had heart condition that they had to fix. Now, The guy actually did my surgery. Would you believe it or not? And that's entirely to you guys and girls, whether you believe it or not. Is Dr. Wishart. Now, if you type in Dr. James Wisheart, he was the guy who was actually struck off the list at Bristol in the UK. So if you put in Bristol, UK, James Wisheart, you can read up all the stuff that was going on. I don't want to sort of get into all that kind of stuff about that because it's very touchy subject. And like, I want to sort of talk about myself on there to this point. Now, obviously, this woman come out a few years gone back and said she was the first survivor of Dr. Wishart and she made it through the operation, but she wasn't actually at all. It was actually there's probably people way before me, so I'm not the first one to survive, to be a survivor of this operation. But the actual whole thing on it, he got taken to court due to a lot of scandalness to do with the operations and stuff, and because I'm just gonna say, a lot of babies didn't make it, and the ones that did, like myself and like this other woman, or this other girl at the time, um, we were probably the lucky ones in all this. There was not really much information going on about whether the got the doctors done professional, whether they were actually knew what they were doing at the time. But there was a lot of scandals going around at this point in time. But the guy actually who did my heart problems was struck off the list because a lot of babies didn't make it and stuff. And my heart problems, right? Like obviously they had to get me into surgery. Now my mum, she was with her friend one day at the operation, waiting for me to have my operation done and stuff. Because I was at the actual surgery, and I can remember. To be honest, it's really weird how I can remember at 3 weeks old them putting me on the actual bed and then taking me through to this like lift. Now the lift was quite dark and stuff, and I told my mum about all this kind of stuff as well, and she said like, um, yeah, she said it was like what I said was like the room was dark and everything, and that they had no lights on in the lift. And that's what I can remember of it. And also, the really weirdest thing was actually watching myself coming out my body and watching myself like literally getting done on the surgery on the table, them trying to fix me and help me and stuff and trying to save my life. And that, like, I've told my mum that all the time and stuff. So I mean, to be honest, I believe in kind of a little bit of the spirit world and that we can sometimes we can jump out of our bodies and stuff and just see things that happen. Oh, God, itchy nose. So it's like I'm not like a religious person, more of a spiritual kind of thing, and I'm actually happy that I'm actually here and I'm alive and I'm well. 30, almost 37 years later, 37 years in March, because I'll be 37 in March on the 17th. But anyway, so they had me into the surgery. So we're almost 14 minutes already. So they had me on the surgery table. They were trying to operate on me, and I could see that basically from above, looking down. Um, as I would say, as above, so below. I need to drink a minute. Anyway, so the guy, Dr. Wishart, he was in there, like he was looking after me, doing the surgeries and stuff, and trying to fix me up. And they did my heart problems, fixed me up, and all that kind of stuff. Because to be honest, like them doing surgery on babies is very, very dangerous. Because at that age, it's very, very like small parts. Now, like they have to use it and they have to be gentle and all this kind of stuff with it. Now, after the surgery, my mum said like, "Oh, so my son's okay and stuff." Anyway, my body temperature went so low just before the actual operation, that there's this preacher came towards to my mum and said, like he came walking in, and he said to my mum, basically, can I say a prayer over Anthony and stuff? Because whether it's something or whether we can do a miracle for his temperature to go back up, then yeah, my mum said, well, anything can help basically, and so that's what my mum said. So like, if it helps and stuff, so the preacher or the priest or whatever at the time, I don't know who the priest was because I didn't even know myself. Um, he saved a prayer over me, and within about 20 to 30 minutes, my temperature just literally started going back up. Now, whether that's a miracle or not, or whether it was something going on. Anyway, so I had the operation, and luckily, I'm still here after the operation. But before then, whilst I was having my operation, my mum had her friend there who she had a baby as well, and she was in the same situation as my mum, and she had to go in there and have an operation for her kid and stuff, for her baby and stuff. And it's my mum said, like, Anthony's having his operation, and he'll be okay, he'll be fine. And she said he's with the doctors and stuff, and your child or your baby will be fine as well and stuff. But unfortunately, um, due to whatever happened at the hospital and stuff, um, my mum's friend's baby didn't actually make it. And my mum was like putting her arms around her. She said, "Look, this is coming from my mum from what she told me." She said she put her arms around her and said sorry and stuff. And like before then, before I had my operation and this other baby had their operation, um, there was another baby in that same surgery or in on the a theatre in the theatre actually it's the theatre in it I think it's called where they do all the operations. Um, the other baby passed away, and then beforehand, my mum said, "Well, because this baby didn't make it, don't mean like your baby ain't gonna make it and stuff." But unfortunately, um, it was bad times at the time. But I mean, I managed to survive it. It's sad that obviously, yes, there's babies are going to be weaker, and there's other babies are going to be much stronger and stuff. And I think, like, obviously with the scandal going on, if it wasn't for Dr. Wishart actually doing my surgery, I wouldn't be here and stuff. So I mean, I don't know. It's one of these tough things, like it's hard sort of things. Like obviously, you want your kids to survive, and if I had kids and I had to take my kid into operating theatre, like it's one of those tough decisions whether to take your kid in there or whether he's going to get ill, and then like obviously you just got to sometimes risk it, but it's sad when you risk it and then you lose like your family members. So it's like I don't know. It's one of those hard topics, really. But if you guys and girls have lost any children at all, and you're still grieving and stuff, there's always counselling and stuff like people can go to for help, and people can listen. You can listen or to other people, or people can actually listen to through the counselling. So always try and at least get some help. That's all I can say is get some help. Maybe listen. It's good to talk to someone at least. And like coming from myself who nearly didn't survive, like nearly didn't make it and stuff. And I'm still here, like 37 years. But I don't know what they've done with this guy now, with this James Wisheart, because like obviously he's old now. So, but the last time I heard is he actually got put back on to the adults doing the adult surgery, and I think they might have taken him off now. I'm not too sure if he's still working there or not, or because it's probably going to be like in his what 60s, 70s now, 80s maybe. This is going back 37 years ago, so I don't know how old he was at the time. Um, but yeah, this is just my story on it. But if you guys and girls have got a similar story, or if you've had the same sort of surgeon that's done operations on you as well, leave like a message comment in there. And this just kind of, to be honest, like when people say, "Oh well, you can go to work and stuff," and with heart problems, right? One, my heart problems affects me different than everybody else. Everybody else is going to be different if they've got heart problems and stuff. Like I wouldn't want to put my heart problems and actually wish this on anybody else at all. Like I struggle just getting down the flipping stairs. Well, I got stairs, and I haven't been out now for like 2 weeks. Obviously, I'm sort of like staying home at the moment because I was also trying to sort of get the flat up together. And I just hope this kind of sort of like puts it out there that obviously we've with doctors and nurses, right? They're struggling a lot and stuff. We can't put everybody, all the doctors and nurses, in the same basket. There is genuine doctors out there who are doing everything they can to help you guys and girls out. Like obviously there's the best ones in the world, best doctors in the world there, and they're trying everything they can to help your family members or just people in general. But obviously you get those like one in like was it like 500 to a million thousand cases where you just get one doctor who messes it up and then puts everybody in the same basket. Um, if you've got problems, heart problems, or you're not well or something, definitely go to the doctors. Always have your checkups and stuff. I've been having more checkups than anything now and lately, so just to sort of keep myself healthy and um. But like when you got like trolls coming on you and saying you don't have heart conditions, you've not been through it, just check up James Wisheart. They've got, I think they got the Wishart Foundation at Bristol, which was sort of um, what they call it, doing talks about the guy who got struck off and stuff. Just it's a part of history, but apparently he's been like I think his father's been doing it since the 1950s, or he's been doing it since the 1950s. I don't know. I've just been reading some things up on it, but I don't know what's going on. But definitely do research on it. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comment section below. I want to hear you guys and girls. And yeah, cheers for watching. Stay safe all, and I'll see you on the next episode. And this one's going to be advertisement free. I'm not putting any ads on this one because, like, obviously things go on and shit and that. I just want this to go out there just to let people know that not every doctor are put into the same basket, and we shouldn't be putting every doctor and nurse under there. Obviously, I think surgeons should have more training. I think doctors should have more training so they don't make same mistakes, and they should have them. And if there should be a criteria of how much surgery or how many things it is before they get basically taken off, or whether they're unfit to be a doctor or a nurse or a surgeon. But leave it like, what do you guys and girls think? Do you think the same as well? Do you think there should be more criteria for them to do more surgeries and stuff before they do the surgeries, more training? I think there should be definitely some training going on in the UK. But anyway, guys and girls, stay safe, and I'll see you on the next episode.